Sekarang Edwin ada di acara YouTube yang dimana judulnya Kreator Indonesia Berkarya. Dalam acara YouTube yang satu ini terdapat satu sesi khusus yang bernama dengan YouTube Impact Report. YouTube Impact Report ini melaporkan bagaimana YouTube, ekosistem kreatif dari YouTube berkontribusi sebanyak 7,5 triliun bagi PDB Indonesia di tahun tersebut, di tahun 2021 khususnya, dan juga berbicara bagaimana YouTube memberikan sokongan dan juga dukungan bagi lebih dari 200.000 pekerja full-time equivalent atau FTE. And now with me, Mr. Gautam Anand. Hello, sir.
Hi, how are you?
Can I sit?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Ya, dan Mr. Gautam Anand di sini merupakan Vice President dari YouTube APAC atau Asia Pacific. So, thank you for having us, Kompas TV here. Maybe we should get to the question. Our first question: why YouTube launched this impact report, and what differs this report with the annual financial report?
So, first of all, it's amazing to be back in Jakarta. It's a special year for us because YouTube has been in Indonesia now for 10 years. And then over those 10 years, we've seen the creator ecosystem grow tremendously here in Indonesia. And so, 3 years ago, for example, we had just about 400 channels from Indonesia that had over 1 million subscribers. Now that's over 1,000 channels. And those channels are also inspiring others to create, and there's over 14,000 channels just here in Indonesia, over 100,000 subscribers. And as you know, we run one of the largest partner programs in the world, and we share back revenue that we generate from advertising back to creators. So we wanted to quantify, what is the overall impact of this growth of the creator ecosystem. So we work with Oxford Economics to not just for Indonesia, but in 9 other markets, put out the impact reports that show the contribution that we're having to local GDP, to job creation. And I'm really proud to say that in 2021 alone, our impact to the Indonesian economy surpassed over 7.5 trillion Indonesian rupiah, and the creation of 200,000 jobs. That's just for 1 year. And
Only from 1 year.
Yeah, and that's just quantifying, all the growth that we've seen, and the activity, the revenue that creators generate, people that they hire, businesses that they start, the spending that happens to that around that. When you put it all together, what is the broader impact? That's why we did that.
I see. And it's we're still waiting for the 2022 report. Is it true?
Yes, so we hopefully we refresh these reports every year. So this is looking back at last year because it takes them some time to put the data together. But hopefully by next year around this time we will have a report for 2022 as well.
We really hope that it's developing even more.
Of course.
In the report, you mentioned that YouTube enables Indonesian creators to export and to share content with audiences all around the world. The question is, do we know how big is the international appetite towards Indonesia's content?
So first of all, Indonesia by itself is a very diverse country.
True.
Right? With multiple languages and multiple regions. And so it's amazing to see that creators here are not just coming from big cities, but are coming from all over Indonesia. And so Indonesian content is spreading all across Indonesia. We used an example of Eko Show as a creator from East Indonesia that is using rap music to promote East Indonesian culture across Indonesia. And some of that content is spreading globally as well. Today we have over 2 billion people that come to YouTube every day. And so, it really depends on the type of content that you create, the language that you're creating in. But I would say on average, there's about 10% of the viewership, total viewership for Indonesian content is coming from outside of Indonesia.
I see. And it's a really big impact, of course, and also the big amount. Maybe the last, if we were talking about how YouTube engage with the community and also the creator itself, I want to ask about what we hear from the talk right away. We heard before the interview that responsibility is the key of content creating.
Absolutely. I want to just reiterate that responsibility is our number one priority. That's what our CEO, Susan, says all the time as well. Making sure that we are providing a safe environment for our users and creators and advertisers is of absolute importance to us. And we think of that in a framework that we call 4 R's. And that's about removing content that violates our policies. And so we remove millions of videos on an ongoing basis that violate our policies, both through human review and through technology classifiers. We're also working really hard to raise authoritative voices. So we partner up with news organizations all over the world, and at the right times we are making sure that we're surfacing that authoritative news content. In Indonesia, we've also done a lot of work around health-related content, so people have access to good health-related information. And then, we want to reduce the spread of borderline content. There's some content that doesn't necessarily violate our policies, but we don't think it's good for our platform. So we don't like to recommend it. And then we want to reward people that are doing good work. And so, this is a big focus area for us. And obviously, it's not just about creating engaging content, but it's also important to be authentic and ultimately be responsible.
Sure. And we also all are agree. And thank you so much for your time, Mr. Gautam Anand.
Yep.
Pleased to meet you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Sahabat Kompas TV, itulah dia tadi bincang-bincang bersama dengan Gautam Anand, Vice President dari YouTube Asia Pacific. Sampai jumpa di video-video berikutnya ya. Jangan lupa untuk like, komen, dan juga share berita ini kepada kerabat dan keluarga semua. Sampai jumpa, salam sehat.